All right, so today I wanted to share my Lego Avatar collection and where I've been going with that recently. Obviously, I'm a big Lego fan, mainly of Star Wars because that's one of my favorite franchises and I've been making sets, the last 20 years. And Lord of the Rings, which is my favorite franchise. Those are my favorite movies. So I've been posting some stuff on that, but I also, my third love, I guess if you could call it that, would be Avatar. And this is my Lego Avatar collection as of now. Like I said, I've been collecting the other themes, but I've been trying to pick up slowly by slowly enough Lego Avatar stuff to be able to make cool different mocks or have a nice decent collection. So starting it off, I have this Fire Nation Army ship. This ship is really, really big, considering it only cost $50 back in 2006. So if you compare this to a modern $50 set, this thing is probably 3 times as big, if not. And I think because it's a ship, it feels like it takes up more space than it even is. It's really, really cool, really big. It has a lot of area to play with the minifigures, to hold different stuff. Looks really cool too, because it being made in 2006, it has that classic Lego vibe of not using too many different types of elements, but instead just sticking to like plates and bricks. And I really like that about it. I actually didn't buy this in 2006, like a lot of people. Even though I was watching the show back in 2006 when it came out on Nickelodeon, I didn't know there were Lego sets for the show. And I actually did, however, though, get the Lego Spongebob Crusty Crab set that came out in 2006, which was actually competing with the Avatar theme because Lego wanted to see which theme would be more popular. So they would continue making that Nickelodeon show. And of course, it was going to be SpongeBob back in 2006. Now might be a different story, but yeah, unfortunately, SpongeBob is the one that was continued to be made, and Avatar did not. So I did kind of indirectly contribute to Avatar not being prolonged as a theme because I did get that Krusty Krab set, which is kind of funny. But that's probably the most expensive part of my collection because the set has gone up and up in value. I bought it for like $200 and now it might be even close to double that if it's complete. Really cool set. The other part, of course, is my mocks. These were not official sets. I just made them for fun based on stuff we see in Avatar. These are my 2 earthbending tanks. I have 3 of them at the moment. Probably not going to make more, but I'm happy with the way they turned out and the way they look. I think they're really cool, and I kind of didn't want to overcomplicate this mock or my other mocks just because I wanted them to fit in like a 2006 style theme. These ones obviously look a little cleaner than the Avatar mock. It has those smooth edges that the ship does not have, but I still wanted it to be rather simplistic in design. So that's kind of what guided me when I was thinking about building this mock. So similar story with this one, although I didn't really have that many pieces, so I kind of just built what I could. This is the Fire Nation tank or the Tundra tank, and we also see this in the Avatar series quite a bit, more than the Earthbending tank actually. It's pretty common vehicle in this TV show. So those are probably, those are the bigger parts of my collection. Now I want to show you some of the minifigs. These are the little guys that I've been getting most recently. So I went on Bricklink and I wanted to put together some Lego Avatar characters that had not been made in the 2 sets back in 2006. So I know there's a lot of good custom non-Lego figures you could probably buy for the Avatar series, but I'm someone who's kind of just a loyalist to Lego. I don't really like, buying, CAC or whatever it is. So I just wanted to go on Bricklink and see if I could make some figures that look accurate to the characters in the show with only Lego parts. So here they are. Hopefully you can recognize some of them. Obviously, this Sokka is just the regular Sokka with a hairpiece on it. I'm not sure which set has that hairpiece. Probably in a couple, but I went in Bricklink and just bought it, so it doesn't really matter where it came from. And I think it looks pretty good. It looks decent for Sokka in the show. Second, I went out and bought a bunch of these breastplates. These chest plates are probably not the cheapest piece in the world, but they're not that expensive. So I went out and bought a bunch of these breastplates to make these Lego Avatar figures. And then I went ahead and bought the black arms, black torso, black legs for the figures. Because I wanted to keep these kind of 2006 styled, I continued, using those different breastplates for these purist figures, because if I was to go out and look at different figures or try something else, it might not fit as well as it would have otherwise with the other real Lego minifigures they come out with. But anyway, so that was Sokka. Here is General Zhao. So what I did is I used a Zuko breastplate, that's the red breastplate, and then I went and got the Wolverine head. So this is the Wolverine, and then one of these black kind of hair bun pieces that also probably come in a lot of sets. I think this guy actually looks incredibly accurate to what we see in the show, and I even like his artistic style on the face. I think it fits with the cartoony Avatar 2006 figures. It kind of reminds me of Clone Wars, these Avatar figures, the official ones, because they look cartoonish, and I don't know, they just have a certain OG charm to them in their own way. So really big fan of this guy. Really happy with the way he turned out. Next, I went ahead and made Uncle Iroh, so same body and everything. And then I think this head came from a Harry Potter set, or a Harry Potter figure. And then same hairpiece, but in gray. This guy, I don't think he looks as good as General Zhao does, but I still think he looks decent enough to use him in a mock or something like that. So that's Uncle Iroh. Next is just Zuko. I went ahead and bought this hairpiece. I think it looks okay. It's not perfect, but I think it's probably one of the better ones that you can find. So that's just kind of, a way to make your season 1 Zuko that came in the Lego set originally with only, that printing, just like Sokka. Give him some hair and make him look a little bit more like his season 3 self. The next figure is Azula, and let me get a little more light on her. But I think she looks probably the best out of these custom figures that I bought, just because Legos come out with this hairpiece that is incredibly alike what Azula's actual hair looks like. So she has that part, and I think that face is probably from a superheroes or DC set. But I literally just went on Bricklink and looked at faces from some of the bigger Bricklink stores, so I could see which one had the highest number of ones that I wanted. So that was, to me, that looks pretty much perfectly like a Zuko or Azula in Lego. So I'm very happy with that. I was a little scared that this hairpiece wouldn't fit with the breastplate, but it managed to sneak in just perfectly. So very happy that happened, which is kind of odd too, because I feel like typically this hairpiece wouldn't be used with a figure that has a breastplate in Lego. So very pleasantly surprised by that. Next figure I made this is going to be May. She doesn't look perfect, doesn't look very good, not far from good. The face is just average, it's okay. Give her a straight face. And then the hair is off, it's not a bun like she has it, but I think it looks vaguely similar. I could see Lego coming out with this figure, having something that's inaccurate, like back in the day when they didn't want to make too many different molds or anything like that. So I think she looks okay. This is Rose Tico from Star Wars. That's her hair piece. And then the head, Again, I couldn't actually tell you where the head came from. I wasn't looking at the whole figures when I was buying these. All right, and then this figure is, of course, Fire Lord Ozai. So what I did for him is I just went and straight up bought one of the old, I think it was called Evil Wizard CMF figures. And then I swapped his face and head and everything. So I think he looks pretty good. I like the way his cape looks. He's already in red. I think he comes across close enough to being Fire Lord Ozai. His hairpiece wasn't perfect, but I actually bought this hairpiece for Zuko because I didn't know it had this black part all around it. I don't know why. I guess I didn't look closely at the image. All I did is I saw this and I was like, Zuko, so I bought it. But then it turned out it had that and it didn't really look good for a season 1 Zuko, so I just put on Fire Lord Ozai instead. So those are my like purest figures that I kind of came up with. I also went ahead and had bought these. So like I said, I bought these breastplates on Bricklink separately from the rest of the figure. And then I went ahead and bought the helmets, and then I bought the masks, and then I bought everything separately. So it was like a long process, of course. If you guys have seen my other videos, these guys were not complete at all. So now I have 4 complete firebenders, 3 here, 1 up top, and then 2 more that are just missing this red mask part, because for whatever reason, they're only available in quantities in Germany. Germany, there's like there's like thousands of them. US, there's like none. So it really sucks that I can't army build these guys, but I'm happy with having that many. I guess to finish up the video, the other thing that I did was I was trying to obviously make who's missing from this, Ty Lee. I wanted to make her, and I went ahead and bought this hairpiece, which I think works decently. And I went ahead and bought a couple other different faces, you know, for when she has, you know, her makeup on, or like kimono looking face. And then I'm not sure, I bought a couple of them and I wasn't perfectly happy with them, so I just let it be. You know, I'm missing her for the time being, which is fine. And I also went and bought these like hat things. So I guess I could use these for the Kyoshi Warriors, and then also these hats or something like that, or for earthbenders in general. So that's basically where I'm at with my Avatar collection at this point. I'm just trying to build up slowly by slowly, get more figures that I can use in mocks and make more different mocks. I know I promised, I said I was going to make the Day of Black Sun mock. That's why I started out with these earthbending tanks and this fire tank. And I'm still planning on doing that eventually. It's just the timeline may be, you know, a little lengthened, of course, because I am still very excited about Lego Lord of the Rings. I want to make like a little Minas Tirith mock for that. So there's a lot on my plate as far as my Lego hobby. So eventually I'll continue building my Avatar collection, make a cool mock. I'm probably going to go to Brick World Chicago this year. I may or may not display there. So if I display something, it'll probably be a little Lego Lord of the Rings mock, or it would be an Avatar Day of Black Sun mock. So thank you for watching this little update / collection video, and have a good rest of your day.